Hello, welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and tonight we have the breaking news that Harry and Meghan might not be going to Nigeria after all. Some unofficial reports claim that due to the massive rejection of Nigerians who want nothing to do with Meghan, the Harkles are reconsidering making this trip because they don't want to damage their brand even more. But one thing is for sure. If they decide not to go, they must have an explanation, right? Well, I'm going to make a guess about what that explanation is going to be. It cannot be security concerns because if Nigeria ends up hosting the Invictus Games at some point and Harry keeps having the same current level of private security, then what will be the excuse then? What they are going to say is that the current state of geopolitical tension in the area made the trip too risky. And by the way, there's a very good article in The Hill that explains what's going on with that area and why Meghan desperately needs Nigeria, or any country for that matter, to give her some sort of credibility to the fact that she's a global humanitarian, or so I think was her latest claim to international fame. But the reason the issue with Nigeria is so hot is because she already claimed that she was 43% Nigerian. And this is one of the things that has enraged them the most, because that is like making a claim that nobody can confirm and appropriating a nationality. Not to mention the amount of memes that this has generated, mixing both the Duchess of Sausages and the country they still don't know if they are going to visit or not. I mean, I would be angry if for some reason Meghan claimed that she was 43% Venezuelan. My first reaction would be, well, so prove it. You cannot say such a thing and make everyone believe it just because it came out of your mouth. There has to be some actual proof, right? But you know how slow and lazy can Meghan and Harry be when it comes to give proof. Proof of anything. I mean, I'm not talking about any topic in particular, just in general terms. But no, really, the second thing that I will do is ask, why haven't you done anything for our country since you found out that? You just labeled yourself Venezuelan or Nigerian in this case and expected to not do anything else about it? Because one thing is that people just believe your word, and a very different one is that you don't do anything besides headlines so you can keep claiming victimhood because you are, according to you, half black. So Nigerians have a legitimate reason to be pissed off. You remember that Meghan went as far as to claim that she never knew what it meant to be black until she met Harry? When you think about it, it makes sense how Nigerians are angry, right? Especially when it becomes so difficult to pinpoint what is exactly Meghan's actual skin color. That's a mystery to everyone. I think the only person in the world that actually knows what is Meghan's real skin color is Marcus Anderson. I have no proof, but no doubts either. Not even Doria knows. And, well, that's funny. So imagine you as the citizen of a country that Meghan is using to legitimize herself and her victimhood. Because, she's half black, so she's being half oppressed. And no level of awareness or brand marketing is going to help when Nigeria has actual problems that need to be addressed. Have you ever heard Meghan, the humanitarian, the woman empowerment warrior, ever mention that Nigeria remains the country with the highest number of child brides in West and Central Africa? I mean, that's exactly what Meghan is about. Okay, the school supplies, that's nice. At least Archwell did something for Nigerian girls, but this was still the initiative of the Gianco Foundation, a third party that somehow also has worked with Oprah. What a coincidence. This sounds more like a wide-leveling humanitarian efforts, as in a company goes and channels resources for Nigerian girls in this case, and just sells the spot so you can come and put your logo on it. Not gonna lie, it's still helping people in need. But don't tell me that someone who claims to be almost half of that couldn't do a bit more. And nobody's talking about money. Nobody is saying that Meghan should give her hard-grifted money to any cause. But with so many connections that she has between her and Harry, do you think they could have brought some awareness to all this? So it's obvious that Nigerians have smelled this 1 mile away, that the Harkles are coming just for the grift, not because they actually wanted to help people in Nigeria. But every cloud has a silver lining, and if everything goes well, we will get to see Beth Hurley here again. We saw her thanks to Audrey Forbes Hamilton when she was assisting Harry at St. Paul's Cathedral. So maybe we will get to see her in Nigeria as well. I hope that if they finally decide to risk that trip, they take Beth with them. And Harry, at the same time, is going through a bad streak. A bad streak of 6 years, but he's got some patience, it seems. And senior assistants on Reddit posted this front page of the Evening Standard, a cartoon of Gingerbread that says, Harry out in the cold, wearing a shirt that says, I went to London and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Very appropriate, although it's missing the grey suit. And the other thing that Harry is going to be missing is an invitation to the King's Garden Party. I understand that this is a picture of the party that the king recently hosted, but I still can't figure out why are there so long lines. Maybe those lines are to take a picture with the king? I mean, the only reason I would stay on a line that long, if you tell me that I could get a picture with the full coronation drip, that would be worth it. But I got more than one suggestion that at some point, the king should invite the Royal Rogue to one of those parties. Maybe at some point they are going to reserve like 10 tickets that will be sorted out by online voting popularity, and I could stand a chance. But if I get to be invited to one of those, you can rest assured, my rogues, that I would make the most Monte Cristo entrance ever. The entrance that Meghan couldn't do at Gwyneth Paltrow's party simply because she was not invited, of course. What a shame. There was her friend, Ozempic Oprah, all smiles, more teeth than a dog fight, and Abigail Spencer was there as well. One of the few contacts still active on Meghan's phone. Not to mention that Meghan's boss, Ted Sarandos, CEO of Netflix, also attended. It would have been a great opportunity to catch up about future projects. Speaking of which, Gwyneth Kitchen would have been the perfect place for inspiration. And now that I see John Legend in there, he's the husband of Chrissy Teigen, and we also saw Abigail Spencer. What happened to the American Riviera Horror Chart Jam Countdown? How many of them haven't updated their Insta yet? And nobody knows. But Rogues, I would love to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. And remember, much love and bliss.